Start. MTC. Unit 07 No Analysis. Nothing is trash by nature. Anthropologist Mary Douglas brings back and analyzes the common saying that dirt is matter out of place. Mary Douglas. Dirt is relative, she emphasizes. Shoes are not dirty in themselves, but it is dirty to place them on the dining table. Food is not dirty in itself, but it is dirty to leave pots and pans in the bedroom, or food all over clothing. Similarly, bathroom items in the living room, clothing lying on chairs, outdoor things placed indoors, upstairs things downstairs, and so on. Sorting the dirty from the clean, removing the shoes from the table, putting the dirty clothing in the washing machine involves systematic ordering and classifying. Eliminating dirt is thus a positive process. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Unit 07 No 01. We have a tendency to interpret events selectively. If we want things to be this way or that way, we can most certainly select, stack, or arrange evidence in a way that supports such a viewpoint. Selective perception is based on what seems to us to stand out. However, what seems to us to be standing out may very well be related to our goals, interests, expectations, past experiences, or current demands of the situation. With a hammer in hand, everything looks like a nail. This quote highlights the phenomenon of selective perception. If we want to use a hammer, then the world around us may begin to look as though it is full of nails. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Unit 07 No 02. Get past the "I wish I hadn't done that" reaction. If the disappointment you are feeling is linked to an exam you didn't pass because you didn't study for it, or a job you didn't get because you said silly things at the interview, or a person you didn't impress because you took entirely the wrong approach, accept that it's happened now. The only value of "I wish I hadn't done that" is that you'll know better what to do next time. The learning payoff is useful and significant. This "if only I" agenda is virtual. Once you have worked that out, it's time to translate it from the past tense to the future tense. Next time I'm in this situation, I'm going to try to... MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Unit 07 No 03. With the Internet, everything changed. Product problems, overpromises, the lack of customer support, differential pricing, all of the issues that customers actually experienced from a marketing organization suddenly popped out of the box. No longer were there any controlled communications or even business systems. Consumers could generally learn through the web whatever they wanted to know about a company, its products, its competitors, its distribution systems, and, most of all, its truthfulness when talking about its products and services. Just as important, the Internet opened up a forum for customers to compare products, experiences, and values with other customers easily and quickly. Now the customer had a way to talk back to the marketer and to do so through public forums instantly. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Unit 07 No 04. There are more than 700 million cell phones used in the US today, and at least 140 million of those cell phone users will abandon their current phone for a new phone every 14 to 18 months. 7141418. I'm not one of those people who just must have the latest phone. Actually, I use my cell phone until the battery no longer holds a good charge. At that point, it's time. So I figure I'll just get a replacement battery. But I'm told that battery is no longer made and the phone is no longer manufactured because there's newer technology and better features in the latest phones. That's a typical justification. The phone wasn't even that old, maybe a little over 1 year? I'm just one example. Can you imagine how many countless other people have that same scenario? No wonder cell phones take the lead when it comes to e-waste. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Unit 07 No 05. Authentic, effective body language is more than the sum of individual signals. When people work from this rote memory, dictionary approach, they stop seeing the bigger picture, all the diverse aspects of social perception. Instead, they see a person with crossed arms and think, reserved, angry. They see a smile and think, happy. They use a firm handshake to show other people who is boss. Trying to use body language by reading a body language dictionary is like trying to speak French by reading a French dictionary. Things tend to fall apart in an inauthentic mess. Your actions seem robotic, your body language signals are disconnected from one another. You end up confusing the very people you're trying to attract because your body language just rings false. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Unit 07-06. We all know that tempers are one of the first things lost in many arguments. It's easy to say one should keep cool, but how do you do it? The point to remember is that sometimes in arguments the other person is trying to get you to be angry. They may be saying things that are intentionally designed to annoy you. They know that if they get you to lose your cool, you'll say something that sounds foolish. You'll simply get angry and then it will be impossible for you to win the argument. So don't fall for it. A remark may be made to cause your anger, but responding with a cool answer that focuses on the issue raised is likely to be most effective. Indeed, any attentive listener will admire the fact that you didn't rise to the bait. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Unit 07-07. There is a critical factor that determines whether your choice will influence that of others, the visible consequences of the choice. Take the case of the Adelie penguins. Adelie. They are often found strolling in large groups toward the edge of the water in search of food. Yet danger awaits in the icy cold water. There is the leopard seal, for one, which likes to have penguins for a meal. What is an Adelie to do? Adelie? The penguin's solution is to play the waiting game. They wait and wait and wait by the edge of the water until one of them gives up and jumps in. The moment that occurs, the rest of the penguins watch with anticipation to see what happens next. If the pioneer survives, everyone else will follow suit. If it perishes, they'll turn away. One penguin's destiny alters the fate of all the others. Their strategy, you could say, is learn and live. MTC. Good job. Let's start. MTC. Unit 07-08. For almost all things in life, there can be too much of a good thing. Even the best things in life aren't so great in excess. This concept has been discussed at least as far back as Aristotle. He argued that being virtuous means finding a balance. For example, people should be brave, but if someone is too brave they become reckless. People should be trusting, but if someone is too trusting they are considered gullible. For each of these traits, it is best to avoid both deficiency and excess. The best way is to live at the sweet spot that maximizes well-being. Sweet spot. Aristotle's suggestion is that virtue is the midpoint, where someone is neither too generous nor too stingy, neither too afraid nor recklessly brave. MTC. Good job.